Good morning, everybody. Are you hungry? Let me hear you. Are you hungry? Welcome to my kitchen. This is Kim at Uncensored Food, and today I'm going to make some delicious and so good for you steamed mussels. This is going to take minutes to cook, and as you know, I make most of this shit up as I go. Usually it turns out pretty good. If it doesn't, I won't put it out on the web for you. But if you're a little nervous about cooking shellfish or anything like that, knock it off. It's easy as can be. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cook all the vegetables first, and the vegetables include fresh tomatoes, scallions, garlic, fresh thyme, the parsley's for later. That's gonna be the last thing we do. So I'm gonna take all of this stuff and chop it up nicely, then I'm gonna come back and see ya. Sound good? Don't go anywhere. I really like green onions. If you don't like them, you don't want to use them, you can use scallions. You can use, I would use like a sweet Vidalia onion or something like that. You don't need much, that much. And then I'm going to start by frying the diced garlic and the scallions in butter. It's one of my favorite things, you know that, right? Now in my frying pan, I've got about 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to use that. I'm not going to use oil. And I'm going to start by doing the garlic, which I'm going to dice coarsely. If you wanted to toast garlic, you put the cold garlic in a cold pan with the butter or the oil, whatever, and you bring up the heat and you toast it slowly that way. I don't need to toast it, I just need to cook it. So here's the process. I'm gonna put the garlic in, then the scallions, then the tomatoes. You following? Of course you're following, this is easy enough. There is nothing in the world that smells as delicious as garlic and onions cooking. And this for me, kids, is breakfast. Now I had out 2 tomatoes, but I decided I only needed 1. So don't worry about that. Let me see, what am I doing now? Oh, I'm going to use a little white wine for this recipe. So let's open it for starters. This is a very cool wine bottle opener I found on Amazon. Put that in, right, and depress the thing. Boom. Cool, right? It's the best. I'm only going to use about don't do that. I'm only going to use about half a cup or a cup or so of this, but later. All right, those are cooking nicely. Now I'm going to take my 1 diced tomato and put that in. You can use a can of processed tomatoes if you want. It's just better if it's fresh though. Everything is better fresh. Oh shit, forgot my apron. Okay. Once that cooks for just a few moments, I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable stock. Then I'm going to add a little bit of fish oil or fish sauce. Sounds disgusting, tastes exquisite. Then goes in the wine, then goes in the mussels. Are you following me? This whole thing cooks up in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to throw in the fresh thyme. Don't need to take that off its stem or anything like that because we'll pull those stems out before we serve. Get that in there, I forgot to mention that before. Oops. All right, get that mixed around. I'm just lightly cooking those tomatoes, I want them chunky. Now I'm going to add about, I don't know how much, half a cup or so of, maybe a cup. Let's go with that. A vegetable stock, you can use chicken stock as well, but I didn't have any, so I used vegetable stock, which is better. To this, a little bit of fish sauce in here. I don't know, 3 tablespoons? Let's go with that, shall we? All right, since I want this to be kind of chunky, I'm not going to cook it down to nothing, but I'm going to cover it and steam it for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to add the wine and the scallops, and voila. There is no need to add any salt to this because the stock has salt in it, the fish sauce has salt in it. God, where are my words today? But I will add some pepper. Why? Because it's delicious. And once you stir that in, Now is the time to add, half a cup or so of white wine. And as far as cooking with wine goes, if you wouldn't drink it, don't cook with it. So don't go buy the cheapest piece of crap you can find in the store. This happens to be an inexpensive wine. It's called Flirty Bird, and I am such a non-drinker that I like it. You might want to go one grade higher than me. Okay? All right, I have to be very straight with you. I took a little taste of this when the camera was off, and I decided that better. It was too salty. So use less fish sauce. I'll tell you to only use like a tablespoon or so of fish sauce in this. So what I did is I drained some of that liquid. I put in straight old water and some more wine. So that fixed it. So when you fuck up something, don't throw it away, fix it. Okay, now it's good. It's at this point I put in no, I'm gonna wait for that. I put in the mussels. These were all checked and cleaned. This is done cooking when those shells open up. So put that in, lower the heat substantially. You with me? Throw in the parsley, because it's pretty and delicious, and cover it. Let that steam for about 5, maybe 10 minutes, not long at all. I tell you, this is easy breezy. Cover it up. Walk away. Steamed mussels. Okay, so while we are waiting for those mussels to pop open and be finished, I'm going to show you how to make frizzelle. This is an old Italian wonderful thing we grew up. See this hard piece of bread? Hear that? It comes in a package that looks like this. You can find this in the bread section or the specialty bread section of some of the more ethnic stores. You can get it at, well, there's no more Domino's. I got that at Pete's, but wherever they sell ethnic bread, you can get that. We grew up on this, and it used to drive our friends crazy. You start with a hard piece of bread and take a big piece of garlic and just rub it across the top of it. Oh, I should have done this first. That's it. Fresh garlic rubbed on top. Then take your bread and wet it just a little bit. Okay, already it's weird, right? Of course it is. To this we add salt, pepper. That little bit of water that we put on there is now working its way through. Salt, pepper, and of course I forgot something. Olive oil. Put that on the top. And, yeah, rub it. No one's eating with me. I can use my fingers. Lime juice, lemon juice, whatever you want. Either one of those two things. Use fresh if you got it. I didn't have any. Put that on the top. Let me check. I heard noise. Ooh, numbers. Ooh, that looks perfect. Oh my God. Okay, now turn that off. Let it steam the rest of the way by itself. Frizzelle, if you don't have any good bread, you just make this, and still it's crispy, right? That's gonna be so good with our mussels, which by the way are finished. Ready? Here we go. Okay, these are done. They smell glorious. Use a use a slotted spoon to remove them. And when you see those stems of fresh thyme, just throw them out. You don't need them. We need everything else. Look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous. You don't even need this liquid. Just take out the mussels, the vegetables, the garlic, the onion. The end, kids. Oh my God. Thank you for joining me for lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever. This is Kim at Uncensored Food. Oh, am I gonna have a feast? So enjoy the fresh steamed mussels and the Italian frizzelle. Ugh. Decorate your bowl with something pretty before you put it on the table. I'm using the ends of those green onions just because they're pretty. And I'll see you soon.